Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and greetings to all, one and all. The 15th of Sha'ban, which is an Islamic month and the month just before the holy month of Ramadan within the Muslim calendar, has passed. And due to phone issues with my memory, I was and have been unable to effectively, use it. Anyway, for all of those of you out there, the majority, I believe, of whom are Pakistani and have subscribed to my channel because of the Kazmi party on the La ilaha illallah Noha. I'm just using the same channel for everything, for art, for poetry, for a little bit of commentary. But I've written a poem on the 12th Imam al-Mahdi alayhi salam, which I want to share with you. I recited it last year at the Islamic Center in London for the Labekia Zahra conference, and it's called Harken, Shining Lights. Before I continue, I just want to say something very quickly about my poetic style. I do tend to ramble, but I can't help it. So this one is a little bit long, but please try and take note of the words. It's not a 5-minute dash in the park, so hopefully you'll catch the narrative for it. Harken, shining lights. Harken, shining lights, the son of Askari is born, within the confines of the home arrested as they were. The family in Samarra bears now within its arms the name of Holy Muhammad al-Mahdi, as it were. On the 15th of Sha'ban, the century 869-255 AH, did Holy Narjis spare the child. And the angels celebrated, and the light that was his face illuminated all the earth. The deserts were beguiled. For the earth is that which is subservient to God, a guide for all mankind he gifted to it. On this day, the 15th of Sha'ban, and all the deserts shall turn green upon his reappearance. So I've heard scholars say. وَلِكُلِّ قَوْمٍ هَادٍ, Allah, he states within his book, the Quran in pages, words, infallible and pure. For every nation there's a guide. This nation, it is us. The essence of Muhammad still exists. You must be sure. Say salam to him within your prayer as you pray. Ayyuhan Nabi, the Muslim world, it says salam. If Muhammad is alive today, you must be sure the people of the house are his extension in Islam. They are a part of him and he is of them, and in this we understand the simplest argument in human thought of graciousness, humanity, the instinct of a love that does exist in all of us, a value that is sought. Within the souls of those who lack humanity but try to gain a ground to breathe the air of mercy, in a wake when mercy and humanity have vanished from their lives, because within the darkness did the devil from them take. I pray for the death of Satan, the panic in our lives that comes to visit us from time to time upon our door, the sudden rage and anger in a soul that makes us blind. The ocean in our hearts must cover fire. We implore the King of patience of our time, the holiest of guides. His waiting is in service, and so ours should be as well, if within our hearts we pledge allegiance and we wish to be within the army that sends Satan to his hell. To cleanse and purge the heart will be the test of our resolve, the foot that is placed forward on a foundation so strong. The momentum and undercurrent of the tide must swell. Through patience, perseverance, meditation will belong. With Allah, Inna Allah ma sabirin, and to Hussein, Ibn Ali's army, an approach to our lives. If every day is Ashura, my friend, let it be known, the army of Hussein with our Mahdi survives. All the praise is for you, God, for all the matters concerning the decree you issued regarding your friends, those whom you have chosen for yourself, and for your religion you bestowed the choicest favours. Did you send upon the everlasting favours that do not decline or decrease? You took the promise from them to renounce allurements and attractions superficial in their worth, a glowing praise upon his friends, my Lord, did he pronounce. Within the waves of time, a revolution did arise. A revolution did indeed exist within the time of Imam Hussein in Karbala. What has surmised since then are movements that with Karbala they do align. The echoes of the Abrahamic nature in the lives of prophets, holy men and friends of God still beat the drum. The sound of Allahu Akbar still ring within the ears for those who witnessed kings fall off their thrones. This was the sum of the resistance that was built with strengthened hearts of love and pain and sacrifice. The scholars led as our guides, successors to the Mahdi in his absence. Successors to the Mahdi in his absence, as we know, the 12th Imam upon the wings of sacred truth he rides. There is more than just one attempt to succeed on the path. The waiting, it is practical, and effort must be made to cleave a path toward the preparation when he comes. Each book or word we read or write, each law of God obeyed. Each step we take toward progression in each chosen field, we must decide with intent that for Allah we will act. The movement of the Mahdi within our movements will forge in us the foundation to strengthen our pact. The issue of Imamat is a will which has been sent by Allah to his messenger, and so it was passed on until it reached its keeper, who himself was the Imam. The clearest light within this path deciphers right from wrong. Allah, he admonishes you with what's excellent, commands you to make overtrusts to owners when you judge. In chapter 4, verse 58, the Holy Book, it states these words to which believers from their faith will never budge. It is the argument for the Imamate as explained by Ja'far Sadiq, the son of Baqir, Karbala, who exists within the string of 9 after Hussein, whose university is open still and is not far from the heart of every learner in the cities of holy Qum and Najaf, although Qum has risen tall. Through the rise of Ayatollah Khomeini, we know this powerhouse of thinking will get governments to fall. And each heartbeat when it beats is telling us we are alive. Each minute that goes past provides the time for us to think. The hour that you are awake, a lesson or an act that should never go to waste for time. It is succinct. If worship it means action, then the metaphor is clear. Some say you pray before the act, some say after it's done. Reflection in the time that we are given is a must, but still there is a time exact to start a race and run. Indeed, it was the first Imam who summarized the worth of prayer as an action, and I ask you all today, what act of worship in your daily life did you devote for the army of the Mahdi to pave their way? When the Imam he comes, we sing, reflecting as we chant. But that is then, and this is now. What will you put in place to pave the path of his arrival? When he comes, I ask, and facilitate the favour of his holy grace. The turning of the day and night, the running ships that sail upon the stormy seas, the tide, the mountain and the sky, and the earth itself exists subservient to God, and for the sake of Ahlul Bayt, and this we can't deny. For within the holy book we know that when Dawood, the prophet David, praised his Lord, the mountains, birds, they sang alongside him in praise of God. In this there is a proof for the earth to praise the Lord with an Imam at hand. Consider our celebration even as we speak. If it was not for the love of the 12th Imam, then when do you think that someone like myself would speak to you, or that here you'd gather in the honour of God's friend? If all of our efforts in conjunction are for him, the son of Hassan Askari, then the son of Hassan Askari, then together we all stand. Upon our paths we will unite at one point, and I know allegiance to our leader we could pledge with our own hand. Glorious the Zulfiqar descending from the sky, within the hands of Gabriel, the anthem that he sings. There is no youth like Ali and no sword like Zulfiqar. The 12th Imam, he holds that sword, and with it justice springs. And so I kiss the hand that holds the sword within my thoughts. Tell me how my Mawla will you then go on to take revenge for Karbala. The fire in the heart still burns, but woe to me that I may not have in me what it takes. If we ask to see his face, then tell me, friend, how you will truly show your face if to your words you can't be true. Tell me if within the letter that you write you pledge to do the thing you know your Mahdi wants for you to do. Oh, but until then there is a spark that never dies. The lover loves the justice of Ali, though to himself justice might be served. He is elated, and I say, the enemy will not be grateful for his mercies, wealth, and if there was an axis in Ali, then in the world there will be an axis still for whom the world still turns. The Zulfiqar, it is inherited, my friends, we know. The Mahdi is its bearer, this inheritance returns. Within the turning of the earth's depiction of the sun, the days are formed, the weeks are formed, the months are formed, my friend. For every month within the 12, God gives each one a name, and blessings on Muhammad and his family he does send. And within the number 12 there is a sign of God. And when the earth was struck by Moses' staff, the water flowed. 12 springs did emanate, and for each tribe this was enough. And 12 Imams, they are enough for us, as Allah showed. That the disciples of the Prophet Jesus, they were too. 12 in number, what is it? The nations cannot see. When the final prophet said unto his people that the first, the middle, and the last of Muhammad is me. Yes, the moon is full upon the 15th of Sha'ban, and the 14 Maqsumeen, the 14th is the 12th Imam, but when he reappears, the 15th moon depicts his reappearance as the brightest light. That is the wealth of everything that God had wanted in a guide so pure, and Allah wanted a purity within the Ahlul Bayt so clearly, as he said it in the chapter 33 and verse 33 of the Quran. And the debate rests upon the fact that of the people of the house, the one that is the head of them himself is Muhammad. As he is pure, so they are pure. Infallibility is proved until the end of time by virtue of his blood. The Ahlul Bayt, it never dies, it always is alive. Though they tried to massacre them, friends, at Karbala, Imam Sajjad and Baqir did survive the conquest, and from them did this line extend till it reached Samarra. If the Quraysh is chaptered in the holy book, then tell me how then can it be you would ignore the tribe that is the extension of it in the tribe of Hashim, and Muhammad is its leader, and the fruit of it is his. How could you ignore the family of Hussein when he exists within the verses of the words of Allah? And how could you believe his sacrifice would never have a saviour in the Mahdi, the 12th Imam? The land desires that upon it there is justice, and I swear the blood of justice runs within his veins. So understand that if in Samara you may one day place your foot upon its soil, the sacrifice was not cheap, and the Imams Al-Hadi and Al-Askari were martyred for the cause of his existence. Tell me what a greater loneliness can now exist than the loneliness of the Imam who is alive. Tell me if you suffered loneliness within your days, and if their loneliness is not a lesson for our lives. Tell me of the prison of Al-Qadim in Baghdad. Speak to me the walls that witnessed how he knelt to pray. Speak to me of revolution's sacrifice, of chains, the clink that sings the songs of revolution here today. For all the efforts that were put in place, I can be sure, to kill or poison and imprison all of the Imams. The day the chains were broke, then all their efforts went to waste, when Hassan Askari he held his baby in his arms. Look, he speaks like Jesus spoke. A baby, but he speaks. O miracle of God upon this earth, how can there be an Imam like him now that Imamate it has shone its brightest light within the form of our Mahdi? O 12 as we speak, his revolution has its men. In metaphor, his army fights oppressors in the lands of District Lady Zainab in Damascus, Bahrain, Yemen and Iraq. My leaders' armies are at hand. I ask you now, if there's a father from you who has prayed, he would have a son like Ali Akbar who would give his life as did Hussein within the prayer that he prayed. What would you really sacrifice, my friend? What would you really give? If someone said that they would sacrifice their life, then how? Would you bring a parallel to it in what you would? Sacrifice of time and effort, everything you had to facilitate the loss of life. Because you could. The orphan of the martyr in his eyes, there is a loss, a broken heart of glass. Within where glue won't hide the crack, believe me, in his hand there is shifa. His father is a stepladder to heaven in his barzakh. And the black flags will rise from Khorasan, and Mashhad wears its crown. Imam Raza, the king of hearts, his kindness is at hand. The lovers of Ali will search to find the orphans that they serve in obligation of the Mahdi's command. Excel in every field and fight the ignorance within. Knowledge is a tool, a favour given by Allah. In everyone an inspiration lies for you to tap. Into that you must assert your inner strength. By far the best amongst you, they would try their best to fight a side that garners self-belief and all the knowledge that's within. Inside of you it is a universe as yet unleashed. The answer to your problems is inside you to begin. The journey of a discipline that breaks you from the chains of monotony, and so the efforts you must make include that you would plan and write and pave a way unto the success that your own Lord He wants for you to take. Around the corner, in the eye of one who tries to fight the feelings that might stop him, and to progress he proceeds. A bar, a barrier, my friends, we cross when at that point of failure, although the stretch of effort sometimes leads us to greener pastures, to success, and so it may be that in our darker moments inspiration comes. The fight that is within, it is the greater war we see. Each breath a footstep racing to the Saviour it runs. When life sometimes has reached the corner of a death, He's there. an angel, but sometimes a prayer. Intercede to cease what may have been inevitable was halted, and so the intercession of a spirit serves as a release. From death itself, the earth, it is subservient to God. But as a guide for all the earth, he chose, my friends, one man that takes the place of final prophecy within our time, though he is not a prophet but an Imam. And the plan of God is that from all of the creation there's a lead, and man of intellect, he has been blessed unlike the rest. And if the lions bowed their heads toward the 10th Imam, then which creatures do or do not know of him, the blessed? The blessed Imam of our age, the water that you drink exists but for the love of Ali Muhammad, my friends, for whom Allah the Greatest and the Merciful collects blessings from the utterance of worshippers. He sends and showers further blessings for eternity non-stop. Did any of our Muslim nation care then to reflect that for over 1,400 that for over 1,400 years they have been sending blessings to Muhammad's family in their sect? When you say Ali Muhammad within your daily prayer, the one of them that does inherit leadership today is the 12th Imam, so Harken, shining lights, invoke a purity and innocence that never goes astray. Seyyed Ameem Naqvi, 27th of April 2019. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Please, I know you usually say this, if you'd like to make a comment in the comment section about the poem and what you think of it, and anything in relation to Imam Zamana, our 12th Imam, that you think might be worth sharing for other people to ponder and consider over, as these are times of self-reflection, and I think it's important to do something for the worth and the value of Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammadin wa ajib.